Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I am very proud to present a brand new hero for my Overwatch in Minecraft series. This time I'm bringing you the second tank in the lineup so far, Zarya. Like in the previous episodes, I'll start off by showing you the hero that is integrated into the map and compatible with all the other heroes. After that, I'll quickly go over a second version that you can download and use against mobs instead of players. As always, there's a standing, walking, sprinting and sneaking pose, and overall I'm really happy with the design. Especially the particle cannon has lots of detail and turned out really cool, I think. Of course it doesn't just look amazing, but it also works. Holding down right click will activate a beam that shoots straight forward. There is no travel time, so everything you look at will instantly take damage. The amount is dependent on your current charge, which I will get to a bit later. But if you're disappointed by how long it takes to kill targets, just keep in mind that I have zero energy at the moment. Since this weapon is a beam, it cannot be deflected by Genji. This is another good example of how many things I have to keep in mind when adding new heroes. There are just a lot of different interactions between different heroes that I have to specifically implement. If tracking is not your strength, you luckily have another option. By pressing Q, or whichever key you use to drop items, you will trigger Zarya's secondary fire. An explosive charge will fly forwards in an arc and damage all enemies in a certain radius around the impact. Even the ammo system is accurate to the original game. The total ammo of 100 can either gradually go down by using the beam, or in 20 round increments when using the secondary fire. After running out of ammo, there will be a little reload delay as indicated by the sound effect. Since this is a projectile, Genji can actually deflect it and throw it back in a similar arc to the original explosive charge. Once again, the damage depends completely on your current charge, so at the moment this weapon is also quite unaffected. So how do you actually get charge if you want to start doing some more damage? Well, that's where Zarya's most important abilities come into play, her barriers. Dropping the item in your third inventory slot will create a particle barrier around you for 2 seconds. Losing health with an active bubble is not possible and all damage will be converted into charge. Each bubble can only absorb 200 damage though, and after that they will simply break. Zarya gains 1% of energy for every 5 damage taken, so if the entire barrier is used, you'll be left with a charge of 40. In Overwatch, the total energy is indicated by a number next to your crosshair. Since that was kinda difficult to do with the limited resources in Minecraft, I decided to implement a little UI element that gradually fills up as you gain more energy. I implemented a really smart damage multiplier system that now gradually increases your damage with every % of energy that you have. It even works in combination with Mercy's damage boost, which is really cool. The next ability is Zarya's projected barrier, which works really similar to what we just took a look at. Instead of bubbling herself, she can now look at a teammate, drop the 4th item in her inventory and protect someone else. The energy is translated to Zarya in the same exact fashion. Since there are heroes with different sizes, I even implemented a hitbox check that adapts the barrier size. So, Mercy gets a small bubble while D.Va has a much bigger one, for example. The visual aspect of these bubbles was really tricky to get right. Spheres obviously don't exist in Minecraft unless you create a voxel sphere with an insanely high poly count. So I had to somehow imitate the shape using a cube. The solution I went for is far from perfect, but I think it's good enough to get the point across. But if any texture artists out there have an idea how to approach this problem more elegantly, feel free to send over some prototypes. Before we get to the ultimate, there's a really important passive ability we need to cover first. Out of the 400 health Zarya has, 200 actually consist of shields. This special type of health has the cool property of regenerating at a rate of 20 shields per second after 3 seconds of not taking any damage. Easy, you might think. Just test if Zarya is below half health and either add regeneration or don't. Well, it's not that simple, unfortunately. Shields act completely independent from your standard health. So you could have 1 HP and would regenerate back up to 201 health after a while. First of all, this needs to be displayed in the UI, of course, and secondly, this introduces another problem. If I keep track of Zarya's health with 2 scores, I could no longer easily perform the damage calculations from all other heroes. I wanted the health to be manipulated by a single scoreboard objective, but automatically converted into the correct shield and health percentages. Took me a while to figure it out, but I did it. Don't ask me how, it is quite a mess. If you're interested, you can just look at the commands in the data pack, but you guys don't care about that nerd stuff. What you most likely do care about is the ultimate ability. Once your ult meter is completely full, the according icon will become available, and once you drop it, Graviton Surge will be activated. Zarya launches a gravity bomb wherever she currently looks at, and all the enemies will be sucked in for a couple of seconds. In combination with Hanzo's ultimate or Genji's Dragon Blade, this can be extremely deadly and lead to a quickly won teamfight. Another cool interaction is that even the ultimate can be deflected by Genji, so always watch out when using it, or it might end badly for you. If you can't wait for the map to be released, there are good news, because you can download the data pack for Zarya already. As always, throw a nether star onto an end crystal and then drop a diamond to transform into Zarya. There's not really anything special to say here, you can simply damage mobs instead of players now, and also bubble them if you want. I had to adapt a lot of the systems to make this work, but I don't want to bore you with the technical specifications. I'll just let you play around with it since most of the adaptations are fairly straightforward. To stop playing Zarya, simply go to the platform again and drop a piece of coal. And that's gonna conclude today's episode. I only need one more healer in the roster before being able to play a proper 6v6, and then it's also time to get the actual game mechanics working. Thanks to all my lovely channel members and supporters over on Patreon. This series is a lot of work and not very profitable, so your donations really help out a ton. I hope you enjoyed the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.